Hello everybody, it's Diego the Rainbow Star Person, and welcome to this YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, please like this video and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content like this. Now onto this video. So today I am talking about the importance of self-love. Loving yourself, yes. And the reason I emphasize the importance of self-love is because how can you expect to love someone else if you don't love yourself? See, the key to self-love is self-care and self-acceptance. So let's get into what that consists of. Self-care consists of taking care of your basic needs and also being in touch with your feelings and how your feelings indicate what your needs are. Taking care of basic needs includes things like eating food, making sure that you sleep on time, making sure that you wake up at a good time as well. That also includes making sure that you have an emotional outlet where you can spend time with friends and talk over things with your friends, or have someone to talk things over with, maybe a therapist or a counselor. That's all part of self-care when taking care of your emotional health. When taking care of your mind, making sure that you set a time every so often to meditate and to cleanse your mind, or making sure that you set aside time to gratitude journal or journal, because journaling helps to cleanse the mind. It helps to declutter the mind so that you feel like you have more clarity. Even making sure that you're doing, if you are a yogi, doing regular yoga practice to help clear the mind. Also, spiritually speaking, feeling connected with spirit, feeling connected with source, feeling connected with creator or God, however you interpret it, or feeling connected with something greater than yourself is a way to take care of yourself spiritually. If that involves prayer, meditation, Reiki, any sort of form of spiritual practice that helps you connect to your higher self is going to be a form of self-nourishment. And when you nourish yourself, you're not only nourishing yourself physically with food, but you're also nourishing yourself with spiritual practice as well. So that is not the only thing that you can do for self-love. Self-love also involves the way you talk to yourself and the way you treat yourself. Do you talk yourself down, or do you talk yourself up? Hopefully you start talking yourself up. If you find yourself talking to yourself down, try basically being aware of that first, accepting that you're doing that, and then trying something different. Trying to talk yourself up. It's very, very important. It's so important. Even when you look at yourself in the mirror, are you self-critical or are you self-loving? So if you're self-critical, you'll likely start to criticize your own appearance and talk yourself down. But if you're self-loving, you will compliment yourself. You will say, oh, I look beautiful today. I love how my hair looks. I love how my eyes look. Whatever you feel like saying to yourself to practice self-love, using the words, I love how I look, using the word love specifically, sends you self-love to yourself. It's so very important. You know why it's important? Think about it this way. Would you rather date someone who is self-hating, or would you rather date someone who's self-loving? Most likely you'd rather date someone who's self-loving, right? Let's just take a moment here to reflect So this is the question you can ask yourself every day or every so often. What do I do to practice self-love? Again, ask yourself, what do I do to practice self-love? So something that I do to practice self-love is eating as a raw vegan and feeding myself nourishing fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds. Sometimes I'll include mushrooms and seaweed and things like that, but not very often. Usually it's mainly fruits and vegetables and some nuts and seeds. And I'll also nourish myself with vitamin and mineral supplements. So part of that self-love is also that self-nourishment. So if you feel like you are malnourished or you feel like you don't get enough vitamins and minerals every day, I highly recommend getting a consultation with a specialized nutritionist. They can recommend wonderful different kinds of supplements for you. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you can ask your nutritionist to recommend vegetarian or vegan supplements. For instance, I get my omega-3s from an algae supplement, and it's a vegan supplement. All of my supplements are vegetarian and or vegan that I take. And a lot of people ask, can you get all the nutrition and protein you need by being a vegan or a raw vegan? And the answer is absolutely yes. You can get all of your minerals by being plant-based, all of your vitamins by being plant-based. So yeah, part of that self-love for me involves nourishing myself physically, but then also practicing yoga. See, because the physical body needs exercise. So if you haven't been exercising lately, I highly recommend starting an exercise routine, because that keeps your physical health well, it keeps your body healthy, and it's practicing self-love, because when you take care of your physical body, you take care of your emotional health, your spiritual health, and your mental health. So your physical health is linked to all of those different kinds of health. So that's why I highly recommend practicing yoga, maybe going to a gym and signing up for a yoga class. I actually regularly go to a yoga class every Monday. I also teach yoga on Sundays. So that's why I highly recommend practicing yoga. And also it takes care of your spiritual and mental health as well, and your emotional health, because you let out your emotions when you practice yoga. You're being mindful, which takes care of your mental health, and you're also connected to something greater than yourself, because yoga is also a spiritual practice. It makes a lot of sense if you think about it that way. So another thing that I would like to say that I do for myself in terms of self-care is when my muscles are sore or my back aches, I take a nice warm bath. So if you want to do a self-love ritual, I bet taking a nice warm bath with some Epsom salt is a wonderful way, or Himalayan salt or sea salt is a great way to take care of the body and the mind, the heart and the soul, and to cleanse the body. And when you cleanse the body, that's part of self-care and self-love. A lot of the things that you do for self-love, you kind of do by default, like brushing your teeth or taking a shower. But there are some people who don't do that, so don't take it for granted. If you're already brushing your teeth and taking a shower and making sure you eat and making sure you sleep, you're already practicing self-love. Self-love doesn't have to be this crazy, abstract, weird thing. It's really just a very everyday kind of thing that you do on a regular basis. Even dressing nicely, I'm dressed, for example, I went to work dressed like this. Dressing nicely is an act of self-love. Taking care of your own appearance is an act of self-love. Making sure you clean your face well is an act of self-love. There's so much to self-care and self-love, and it's so very important. If you want to manifest a relationship with someone, or even if you just want to be around someone, even with friendships, practicing self-love will bring in more friends, and friends will want to be around you, right? Friends like being around someone who's self-loving, not around someone who's self-hating, if you think about it that way. So yeah, I really hope that this video helps. Another way that I practice self-love is by making sure that I'm prepared for work by practicing music. To me, that shows that I care about how I perform. So self-improvement, any kind of self-improvement that you do, is part of self-love and self-care. Thank you all so very much for sitting through this. Peace out, much love, and may you be free. Mwah.